Morning, men, again. So now we're addressing problem number 5 on today's classwork. It says homework, of course, because that's what my math lab puts up there. This is our classwork. I want everybody to finish this through number 7, then we'll take a little quiz at the end. And guess what's going to be on the quiz? Number 5, 11.5.29. So I'm going to read through this, talk about it a little bit, and answer it. A board game uses a deck of 20 cards, shown on the right. Birds, lions, frogs, and monkeys. Okay. 2 cards are selected at random. Okay, so here we have a compound probability. Calculate the probability that both cards selected have a frog with and without replacement. So we're going to 2 questions, 2 answers. Okay, so we could try and draw a tree diagram, but it's going to get crazy. It's going to be so big, right? Instead of being 3 events like my pulling the juggling balls out of the bag, it's going to be 20 events. It's crazy. Okay, so let's just go and we'll talk about and probability. Remember our definition. So I want the probability of, from the problem, a frog and frog. And the first one talks about with replacement. Okay, and independent first. With replacement. And that means independent event. Independent events. 2 independent events. I want them both. Probability, so I'm going to have the probability of frog. And I'm going to multiply by getting my probability of getting the frog the second time. First, with replacement. Now, how many frogs are there? There's 5 frogs out of a total of 20 cards. And I'm going to multiply by, with replacement, first I get that frog. Assuming I get that frog, I put them back in there. And then the next time I got another 5 out of 20. So I have to multiply those 2 probabilities. I get 25. You can use your calculator. 25 out of 400, which simplifies to, use your calculator, 1 over 16. Or if you're Ibrahim and you love fractions, you can do that by hand. Okay, let's go here. We'll put that answer in there and see that we get it correct. Go down to your little fraction there. Put in your simplified fraction. All right. Boom. That's with replacement. Now, we answered that correct. What's the probability of answering both these correct? I hope it's 100%, because it's not a random event, actually. You know what you're doing. Okay, now we're going to select those 2 frogs, but without replacement. Okay? So, once again, probability of frog and frog, again, equals probability of frog times the probability of frog. But this time, I keep the frog out. So this time, I start out, I got 5 frogs out of a total of 20 in my sample space. Now what happens the second time? You got to use your brain here. You got to use your brain. I've taken 1 frog out, and I do not replace them. So how many frog cards are there? Only 4. And because I've taken out that frog card, how many total cards are there? There's not 20 anymore. There's 19. Stick that in your calculator, multiply, okay, unless you're Ibrahim and you want to do it by hand, and use your brain here. 380, 20 times 19, 380, 5 times 4, 20. Simplify and get rid of those zeros. 2 over 38, divide by 2, top and bottom. 1 out of 19. Okay, a little bit different. It's harder to get frog and frog if I don't stick that frog back in there, right? All right, look back at the screen real quick. 1 out of 19. Aren't those crazy numbers? And you did this with probability. All right. Now the next questions 6 and 7 are just the same. I think I'll make a little video here to help you walk through them. Make sure you practice this question. If you got it right the first time, do it a second time. Good luck, guys. Good job.